Red Sea, can you feel the static in the air? Can you hear the haunting ghosts of victories past whispering through the empty suites of one Arrowhead drive? For the first time in a decade, the ground beneath the kingdom isn't shaking from the roar of a divisional battle. It is shaking from the magnitude of a collapse. The Lombardi Trophy is sitting in someone else's case, and we are left staring at the brutal, clinical reality of a 6-11 record. This isn't just a slump, it is a systemic shock to the dynasty. Since 2014, January was our month. It was red, it was loud, and it was dominant. But today, the drums are silent. The field is empty. The crown has slipped. Our king, Patrick Mahomes, isn't in the huddle. He is trapped in the grueling, somber labyrinth of ACL rehab, fighting a battle against ligaments and time. And while he battles, Brett Veach is swinging the surgical scalpel, ready to amputate pieces of our soul to save the future. The Hunt family standard is under siege, and the reckoning is officially here. But before we go into the lab and dissect the X's and O's of this defensive autopsy and the potential trade of our all-pro heart, you need to join the kingdom ranks, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let your voice be heard in the comments. Is the kingdom still the gold standard, or is the throne sliding? Should we trade Trent McDuffie to save the cap, or is that a white flag we aren't ready to wave? I'm reading every single one of your takes. Listen to the brutal truth. The 2025 season was a gash to the very psyche of this city. 6-11. Read it and weep. We tried to run it back with the same squad that fell in the Super Bowl to Philly, and it was the most costly, short-sighted disaster in the history of this front office. We were a shell, a mirage. We were limping by the time we reached December, and then the ultimate tragedy. Week 15, the Chargers, the snap, the buckle. Patrick Mahomes goes down with a torn ACL, officially burying our playoff hopes and leaving 2026 in a thick fog of uncertainty. We close the year with 6 straight losses. 6! We haven't seen this kind of darkness since the pre-Reed era, and it is visceral. It is weighted. It is a somber reminder that greatness is fragile. But amidst the debris, we must look at the no-fly zone that is about to be dismantled. Brett Veach has a superpower identifying secondary talent, but his greatest test is right now. The 2022 draft class was the revolutionary foundation of our back-to-back rings, but the bill has finally come due. Jalen Watson, Brian Cook, Joshua Williams, they are all staring at the exit sign. They are impending free agents in a cold, unforgiving market. And Trent McDuffie, our all-pro shutdown corner, he's entering his 5th-year option, and the trade rumors are swirling like a Kansas tornado. We are talking about a potential Tyreek Hill-style reset. If Veach can fetch a first-round pick for McDuffie, similar to the Sauce Gardner blockbuster, does he pull the trigger to rebuild the depth, or does he keep the star and watch the roster rot around him? Let's look at the chalkboard, because the tactical layering of this secondary is what kept us alive when the offense stalled. Steve Spagnuolo's simulated pressure looks only work if you have corners who can live on an island. Jalen Watson was our leader with 2 interceptions, locking down the boundary and allowing Noah Williams to develop in the shadows. But Watson is 27 and looking for a lucrative payday we simply cannot afford with a $58.1 million cap deficit. If we lose him, we lose the physicality at the line of scrimmage that disrupts the timing routes of the Raiders and Broncos. And Brian Cook, the enforcer, the man who broke up that TD on Christmas night. His ankle injury was the butterfly effect that collapsed our defensive shell. Without Cook, our cover 2 looks were exposed, and teams started gouging us in the middle of the field. Inside the practice facility at one Arrowhead Drive, the atmosphere is visceral and heavy. One high-ranking AFC West executive told me the Chiefs are in a corner. They've drafted so well that they can't afford to keep their own stars. Veach is going to have to find 3 more starters in the middle rounds just to keep the lights on in 2026. If they don't move McDuffie now, they'll lose him for nothing later. Another source inside the building whispered, losing Jalen Watson is going to hurt more than people realize. He was the glue when McDuffie moved into the slot to erase the elite receivers. Noel Williams has the twitch, but he doesn't have the dog that Watson brought to every single Sunday. A third league insider added, keep an eye on the McDuffie trade market. If a team offers a top 20 pick, Veach will move him. He believes in his system and his ability to scout the secondary over any single individual not named Mahomes. He's already looking at the 2026 class to refurbish the department. Think about the DNA. Trent McDuffie has the transcendent vision of a young Emmett Thomas. He is the interior devastator of passing lanes. But the Arrowhead pride demands we look at the next generation. Noel Williams, the rookie out of Cal. He showed glimpses. He recorded 48 combined tackles and 7 passes defended in his debut campaign. He has the 4.50 speed and the thunderous hit stick that reminds you of a young Eric Berry. He is the biographical bridge to our future. But can he lead a room that is about to lose 75% of its veteran snaps? We are facing a total reconstruction. Let's get clinical on the financials. The cap is a cage. We are $58.1 million over. We can't just restructure our way out of this one without hurting the 2027 and 2028 windows. Trading McDuffie saves $13.6 million in guaranteed cash instantly. That's money you use to sign a veteran pass rusher or protect Mahomes' blind side. We are talking about a roster churn that would make most fans sick, but it is the only way to survive. Patrick Mahomes is at home, working with Julie Freimeyer and Rick Burkholder, hitting every milestone in his ACL rehab, vowing to be ready for Week 1, September 13th. But who will be behind him on defense? If the no-fly zone becomes a welcome mat, it won't matter how many touchdowns number 15 throws. The historical gravity is immense. Lamar Hunt moved this team from Dallas to Kansas City to create a standard of dominance. The 60s were ours. The Andy Reid era was ours. But every dynasty reaches a point of stagnation or evolution. The 2025 Run It Back campaign was stagnation. The 2026 offseason has to be evolution. We have to find the next Watson, the next Cook, the next Joshua Williams. We need playmakers who can handle quarters coverage and one-high looks without blinking. We need the Arrowhead mystique to return to the defensive backfield. This past year showed us that complacency is the silent killer. We sat on our hands while the rest of the AFC West got faster, stronger, and hungrier. Now we are the ones looking from the outside in. 3rd place in the division, 12th in the conference. It is a somber, weighted reality. The Chiefs closed out 2025 with 6 straight losses. 6! We haven't seen this kind of darkness since the pre-Reid era, and it is visceral. It is weighted. It is a somber reminder that greatness is fragile. But amidst the debris, we must look at the no-fly zone that is about to be dismantled. Brett Veach has a superpower identifying secondary talent, but his greatest test is right now. The 2022 draft class was the revolutionary foundation of our back-to-back rings, but the bill has finally come due. Jalen Watson, Brian Cook, Joshua Williams, they are all staring at the exit sign. They are impending free agents in a cold, unforgiving market. And Trent McDuffie, our all-pro shutdown corner, he's entering his 5th-year option, and the trade rumors are swirling like a Kansas tornado. We are talking about a potential Tyreek Hill-style reset. If Veach can fetch a first-round pick for McDuffie, similar to the Sauce Gardner blockbuster, does he pull the trigger to rebuild the depth?
or does he keep the star and watch the roster rot around him? Let's look at the chalkboard, because the tactical layering of this secondary is what kept us alive when the offense stalled. Steve Spagnuolo's simulated pressure looks only work if you have corners who can live on an island. Jalen Watson was our leader with 2 interceptions, locking down the boundary and allowing Noah Williams to develop in the shadows. But Watson is 27 and looking for a lucrative payday we simply cannot afford with a $58.1 million cap deficit. If we lose him, we lose the physicality at the line of scrimmage that disrupts the timing routes of the Raiders and Broncos. And Brian Cook, the enforcer, the man who broke up that TD on Christmas night. His ankle injury was the butterfly effect that collapsed our defensive shell. Without Cook, our cover 2 looks were exposed, and teams started gouging us in the middle of the field. Inside the practice facility,